How's it going, everybody? It is I hope you guys are having a beautiful day, and welcome back to another Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle versus Omar over here in the UBERS tier. So we got some good old classic Uber teams for you today, and some Uber battles for you today. So Omar got some good old Primal Groudon, Xerneas, Yveltal, and yeah, I'm just going to lead off with my Primal Groudon as he leads off with his. He got Primal Kyogre as well, and pretty much all standard Pokemon on each other's teams. I think I'm going to start using more unique Uber teams though. Need to use some Zekroms and, I don't know, Blazekins. You barely see those guys anymore. Well, maybe Blaziken, but you can barely see a Zekrom. Honestly, I think Zekrom should be suspect tested in OU just to have some spice in OU, because everybody just says they're getting bored of OU and it's stale. But yeah, anyways, we throw off our blades on each other, and then I go for the Rock Tomb and knock out his Groudon, which is nice. I get to outspeed him. I guess I was running a little bit more speed than him. So he brings in out his Yveltal, as Yveltal should be able to just go for like Oblivion Wing over here. I decided to just go into my Arceus-Dark, as whenever you see an Arceus-Dark, you should expect it to be like Calm Mind, Refresh, Recover. That's like the most standard set I see. So I was kind of hoping he would switch out into like Xerneas. That would be a good switch in, but he actually just stayed into Oblivion Wing me as I went to Gengar. So that kind of sucks. Getting damage on Gengar could put me in range from a Moonblast from the Xerneas if it Geomancy's up. So now I go to my Scarf Ho-Oh, as I do have Toxic. I want to put this Yveltal on a timer, and then I'll just go into my Arceus-Dark, as I can just start Calm Minding up and let the Yveltal just get whittled down by Toxic. And Scarf Ho-Oh is pretty cool since it catches people off guard. I like it, and you have Regenerator as well, so you can come in, take a hit, and then maybe revenge kill him on. So like I said, I go into Arceus-Dark over here as I take the Dark Pulse. I really just thought he would switch out on my Arceus-Dark. Like, it just made a lot of sense to go into Xerneas. And he also reveals he's Arceus Fairy as well, so that would have been a beautiful double on my part with the Gengar, so that I can just throw off a nice Sludge Wave or something like that. But yeah, I guess he just wanted to Oblivion Wing my Arceus-Dark. So anyways, he reveals he's Calm Mind Arceus Fairy, and I was like, oh, well, I can't beat that with Arceus-Dark Calm Mind, so I'm going to switch out over here. And yeah, I just hope that he doesn't have like Earth Power, because that would actually really suck, because I go into my offensive Necrozma. It's going to be just Dual Dance with Solganium Z. Hits like a truck. It's very, very cool and nice, because it's like probably the most used set for Dusk-Mane. It's just like Rock Polish Swords Dance. And then the other set is like Spadef. Maybe you can run Swords Dance or Stealth Rock on that set. Yeah, Dusk-Mane is just so good. It's like the second best mon in Ubers. The first one is Primal Groudon, and then the second one is this thing, because it just can run so many different moves, and they're all just good. And it never goes down in one hit. So he brings in the Yveltal. I just go for my Z move as I Rock Polished up. Should be faster, and hopefully he doesn't have Sucker Punch, because that could put me in range maybe from a Xerneas. And Xerneas is looking like a threat. Like, if Necrozma gets weakened, or yeah, like I have nothing for Xerneas on this team. So maybe I need to put like Spadef Necrozma on this, as Spadef will be able to easily eat a hit from Xerneas even after Geomancy. Like, Focus Blast will barely do that much. Like, it probably does over 50, but Spadef will. I mean, he has to hit, and Spadef can eat it. Like I said, because it'll do a lot of damage to offensive Necrozma. But at least I can just switch out and keep my Necrozma healthy. That's the plan, as I want to be able to Sunsteel Strike the Xerneas whenever it comes in. So anyways, I go to Groudon on the Kyogre, as he just tries to Origin Pulse me. So that's pretty nice. Desolate Land helping me out right there, evaporating the water, but he's faster, so he Ice Beams me and knocks me out. So now going in my Giratina, I'm just going to try and throw off a Thunder Wave, 90% accuracy, so that I can throw off a Hex and be outspeeding the Kyogre, and put it in range of a Sludge Wave from Gengar, maybe, potentially, or a Hex from Gengar, but unfortunately I missed the Thunder Wave, so that sucks, because now I just lose my Giratina, and the Kyogre is at full HP, so I can't revenge it with Gengar. So now I decided to go into my Arceus-Dark, which he has two switch-ins for, the two Fairy types, which I can't really beat at all with my Arceus-Dark. So I just decided to throw off a Judgment, just not a chance he stays in no Kyogre. I need to just weaken it for Gengar, because what would have happened was I would Thunder Wave the Kyogre, and then I go into Gengar, and he has no switch into Gengar. Gengar does not allow Xerneas to Geomancy up or the Arceus Fairy, so it would have been just amazing for me. So yeah, that sucks. So Now I had to go into my Necrozma as he starts Calm Minding up. I didn't want to go into Gengar since I was kind of scared of it getting knocked out from +1, like Earth Power if he has that, or even neutral Earth Power, I don't know. So now Necrozma is in range of Xerneas when it Geomancy's up. And also he had Mewtwo, which I could have easily switched out on the Gengar, because Mewtwo is faster than Gengar. I could just go into like Ho-Oh, or even just Ho-Oh to be honest, because he won't expect it to be Scarf, and he'd probably go for Side Strike, and maybe I could take one. Potentially, I don't know, I have to calculate. It does a lot, it hits the defense side, but Ho-Oh it has good stats all around. But I don't live the Side Strike after Brave Bird plus Flamethrower chip, so even though Flamethrower did absolutely nothing, Brave Bird gives me a lot of recoil. And I don't one-shot the Mega Mewtwo Y, which is totally fine since I put it in range of any attack that I want to go for. I go to Arceus-Dark since Arceus-Dark should be able to eat anything. Even a Focus Blast I should be able to eat, but he switches out right there. Into Xerneas, which is to be expected, as Xerneas can literally just win now. Like, there's nothing I can do. Like, unless he's not going to be Geomancy with Power Herb. He could be a Z-move, and then I just switch out into Gengar while he's Geomancing up, and I have one turn to Sludge Wave it and try and critical hit it, but I doubt he's going to be that set. So I just start Calm Minding up and hope that I can maybe take a Moonblast at +2 special defense, but that's not going to be likely at all. So he goes for the Geomancy, gets that Power Herb, activate it in one turn, and yeah, it's looking like a wrap unless I can live a Moonblast with Necrozma, which yeah, it's weakened, so I doubt it. And Gengar's weakened as well from the Oblivion Wing, so not gonna live a Moonblast. And he could have coverage for Gengar like Psychic. I've seen Psychic Xerneas, but usually Thunder Focus Blast is the way to go on a Xerneas since it hits like everything that you really want. In the UBERS tier, hits Celesteela, Ho-Oh, Kyogre, Ferrothorn, most of the stuff, except for Magearna. Magearna is like the only thing that really can switch into Xerneas and take it well, or Spadef Necrozma. So, yeah, I get swept by the Xerneas late game, but that's fine, because it's time for Xerneas' revenge. I'm going to bring my own Xerneas versus Omar, and so give him a little taste of his own medicine. So, I'm using a different team this time, and I think he's using the same team, which is fine. We battle at like a different time, but I'm bringing a different team. He brings the same team. And I'm just going to lead off with Deoxys Speed, as Deoxys Speed is going to be my dedicated lead. Stealth Rocks with Spikes. Good old Hazard Setter, one of the fastest Pokemon, you already know, Deoxys Speed. So he leads off with his Groudon, and yeah, I guess he just likes to lead off with Groudon. Typical lead. I have Arceus Ground, by the way, in the back, and he does not appreciate Arceus Ground. Like, I remember I just I think I swept him with, or almost swept him with Arceus Ground before. So this time it's going to do a lot of work as well, since he has like no switching for it. So once I get the rocks up at least. So I go for Taunt, just don't want him to get his rocks up, because I do have Focus Sash on Rayquaza. I don't want him to break that. And I just go for the rocks. But he makes a nice play just attacking me. And turns out he's like HP Ice with Blades. Unfortunately, he missed that Blades right there because I would have knocked out Deoxys, and that allows me to get a Spike up. So now he hits the Blades right there and knocks out Deoxys Speed. So that Spike is going to come in handy, chipping away at more Pokemon, but hey, that's what happens when you run Blades. You can miss. So anyways, I go into Arceus Ground. I'm going to go for the Substitute, as I hope that he can miss his Blades again. You already know what I'm about to do, but he has Overheat, so he breaks the sub. And maybe he can miss Overheat as well. Overheat has a chance to miss. So I just keep subbing up. That's like probably my best play. As if I get the sub up, I can just like knock out Groudon with the Groudon Z, and I could do some big boy damage to some other Pokemon, even claim another life. So yeah, that's my best interest to do. Even though it's just like kind of a no skill kind of way of dealing with Pokemon. Like if you ever play like a Glare Paralyzed team in OU, that's like the epitome of just like, man, it's really no skill. You just paralyze things and just sub up. But at least I'm not paralyzing him. I don't have Glare on this team. I mean, I've used that team before as well. So it's just kind of like a no-brainer to use Paralyze and then sub and just hope that they get paralyzed and then just set up and sweep. But I mean, you know, you gotta counter that. So, and it does take brain power to come up with that, and then people just copy it. So anyways, I just blow the Groudon back, as unfortunately he didn't miss. And now I just go for the Stone Edge as Yveltal comes in. Yveltal takes that like a champ, because Yveltal is bulky, and then knocks me out, so to be expected. But now I bring in the champ, Xerneas, and it's just time to Geomancy up because he doesn't have Taunt. on his Yveltal. That's why you need to put Taunt on your Yveltal if you are gonna be, I guess, not Scarf or Specs. Anything else? Maybe a bulky Yveltal, a fast Yveltal should be running Taunt, because Xerneas is gonna come in there, Geomancy up in front of your Yveltal, and unless you don't got a Steel type that can take a hit, or any other Pokemon that's dedicated, like a Spadef Groudon, even though I don't like Spadef Groudon for Xerneas, you're gonna get swept by the Xerneas. So yeah, he brings an Arceus Fairy, gets one-shotted by Moonblast, in comes the Kyogre. I have Thunder, I do believe, and I'm just gonna easily one-shot Kyogre into Oblivion, as it never misses when the rain is up. Primordial Sea, which is always nice, just setting up its own one-shot kill for my Xerneas, from my Xerneas. And yeah, down goes the Kyogre. So pretty nice, pretty nice. Now the only downside is Focus Blast missing, because that really sucks against a Pokemon that's Steel, and then they can do a Steel move on you. But sometimes Xerneas lives, like honestly, so Xerneas has a chance to live, like Sunsteel Strike from Necrozma-Dusk-Mane. So I think even max attack Necrozma-Dusk-Mane, if you run a lot of defense EVs, they can take a hit, like it has the chance to live, or even always takes a hit. So you always need like Stealth Rock chips for Xerneas. But anyways, yeah, down goes Mega Mewtwo Y, and down goes the Yveltal, and yeah, it's gonna be one last Pokemon now, and I'm just gonna one-shot that thing with the Moonblast. It's gonna be Xerneas. This time my Xerneas got revenge on you, Omar. You're not getting that sweep on me today. Well, you already did the Xerneas sweep earlier though, so yeah, maybe I'll use this team again because I didn't really get to show off the other Pokemon, so maybe expect it, because I want to try out maybe my old weakness policy Dusk-Mane or Focus Sash Rayquaza. So next game we got is versus Dre, and Dre got an interesting team. Now I'm gonna Del Lucario, Metagross, could be Mega Metagross, could be Mega Lucario. I'm not too sure. He could have brought 3 Megas because he has Salamence as well. So I guess he's just trying out some Pokemon in the Uber tier. So he leads off with Naganadel as I lead off with Groudon. And yeah, that's just going to be easy Blades. I'm kind of scared of Dragonium Z. I am using the first team that I battled Omar with. So it's like it's cool with Arceus-Dark. Arceus-Dark Calm Mind is pretty interesting because it can actually come in clutch a lot of times. If you get rid of the fairies at least. So that's really good to get rid of the fairies. So I go for rocks right there, as I know I can take a hit from the Naganadel. He goes for Dragon Pulse, which is interesting. Does a lot of damage, but I take it. And then he goes for the Nasty Plot as I hit him with the Blades, and turns out to be Focus Sash Naganadel. I'm like, oh, well that's interesting. So I decided to switch out my Groudon to Ho-Oh over here, since Ho-Oh should be able to take the +2 anything, whatever he wants to go for, unless he has Draco Meteor Dragon Pulse, which could be weird. But yeah, I take that Dragon Pulse, and then I can revenge him with my Choice Scarf Ho, and yeah, pretty nice. He didn't expect the Choice Scarf Ho to pop out and knock him out the Brave Bird. So I told you, it's a pretty decent revenge killer. And it's pretty strong too. So anyways, in comes the Groudon. Groudon scares me out, the rock move, if he does have that. So I'm going to switch out into Giratina, which Giratina is usually the switch into Groudon because it has Levitate, and it's not going to be affected by the Blades, and Fire moves is not going to do anything, and Rock moves are not going to do anything. So, and Draco Meteor is going to do a lot of damage. So he does have the Rock Slide right there. It does a little bit of chip. That's fine. Usually Giratina has like max defense on it with Modest Nature, max special attack. So we take the offensive physical attacking moves pretty well. But then he throws the Thunder Wave off of me. I'm like, oh, well that's interesting. And then he goes for the Swords Dance. I'm like, oh man, I'm getting paralyzed now. I can't drop the Draco on this. He Swords Dances up again, but then finally I break through, so that's pretty nice. But then he's gonna probably flinch or paralyze me with the Rock Slide hacks, so that's always a nasty thing to try and break through, because you got that flinch chance from the Rock Slide and then the parry chance from Thunder Wave. So I'm gonna try and break through, and nope, that's not gonna happen. I get flinched. So he's gonna knock me out the next Rock Slide. He Swords Dance up 2 times, so yeah, I guess he had to do that and hope for some hacks to break through my Giratina. But now I just go into my Gengar, as he doesn't have Rock Polish on the Groudon, I'm guessing, or maybe he does, but he didn't go for it, so it's pretty nice. He won't be able to outspeed my Gengar, and then I can just go for the Hex and knock him out. So making Gengar looks pretty nice versus the rest of his team. Like I could just Wisp the Lucario, Wisp the Metagross, Sludge Wave the Shaman. I mean, he could have been Scarf Shaman with Earth Power, but I know I could live that, so I was just like, I'm just gonna stand. and knock him out with Sludge Wave. Maybe he was expecting me to not have poison move, but most Gengars do have poison moves. Maybe you would run into one weird Gengar with like Destiny Bond substitute and just like shenanigans like that with no Sludge Wave, but most of them do. So now he goes into Metagross. I'm just gonna Wisp back. Well, it kind of scared me though if he had like Facade on on the Salamence and he like Dragon Danced up on my Wisp or something like that. So maybe I'll go for like the Sludge Wave on the Salamence. So yeah, Earthquake doesn't do a lot since he was burnt. Even though it does do a lot, but it would have knocked me out if I didn't burn him. So, since Gengar doesn't have really the best defense in the world against a Metagross. So unfortunately I missed the Wisp on the Lucario right there, and he knocks me out with the Meteor Mash. Luckily no Bullet Punches coming out, so that's nice. He might have had Extreme Speed though. So now I go to my Groudon as, even though I think I'm running minus defense nature on this, mild nature, I should be able to live a hit since Groudon is just so bulky. And it's just a regular Lucario, like it's not adaptability Mega Lucario, so he just throws off the close combat, and then I go for the Overheats and cook him. So down goes Lucario, and now in comes the Salamence. So Salamence is actually kind of scary if it starts Dragon Dancing up. Not gonna lie, if it's like Earthquake, Double Edge, that could be kind of a problem actually. I'm kind of hoping he's not gonna be that set, or like a bulky set as well. But I do have Rock Tomb, I do believe, almost Primal Groudon. But he just goes for a Dragon Claw and knocks me out, so whenever I see Dragon Claw, I'm like, okay, phew. He's some weird Mega Salamence. He doesn't probably use the good Mega Salamence, which is usually Double Edge or Return with Facade and Dragon Dance and Roost. On the offensive side with, I think, Adamant. But now I'll go to my Dusk-Mane. I'm just going to one-shot him as easily just going to one-shot Mega Salamence with Solganium Z. And even Earthquake +1 wouldn't do too much to my Dusk-Mane since I do have Prism Armor. And that's what really makes Dusk-Mane so good. Prism Armor, magnifique. Very, very nice. So, yeah, try out Dusk-Mane if you haven't already. You haven't been playing UBERS. Good. Unless you just want to use, I guess, not the overused Pokemon in UBERS, since Dusk-Mane is, like, everywhere. So, yeah, it's going to be for the battles. Just some quick ones today, since that's really all I got for the Uber battles. For the past week. Nobody has actually really been battling me in Uber, so I haven't had an Uber battle and uploaded Uber battle in a while, which is totally fine. I mean, hey, yeah, the lower tiers, the more the merrier. I got a lot of lower tier battles. RU, NU, PU, very nice battles in those tiers, but not a lot of Uber battles, so this is really all I got. But I mean, you know, to be expected. Ubers will be Ubers. The same old legendaries doing it their thing. Groudon, Ho-Oh, but maybe I'll use a different Pokemon this time. So leave it down in the comments what Pokemon I should use in Uber's tier, and I'll try and use it. Let me use Zekrom. I've seen people trying to suggest Zekrom special attacking. Maybe I'll build a team around that, or find a team around Zekrom. And yeah, Zekrom could do good with its electric and dragon stab moves. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace.